Considering that November is, until Thanksgiving, just October Part 2, I've got a bit more Wicked Roots content for you all this evening. We've looked at the history of horror hosts and dog fiction, but what about the fear, superstition, and rituals that come from older times? I have here with me the Book of Forbidden Knowledge, a volume first published in 1910. It includes folklore, superstition, ritual, and a few talisman diagrams too, all of which seems to have been written in seriousness. Looking through it, a lot of this is quite a trip. I thought it would be fun to browse and give you all some insight into the contents. Before we begin, let it be said that it's probably not the best idea to try any of this, because if it does work, you don't know if it will work in the way it's written. And if it doesn't, well, you're going to feel pretty silly, won't you? Okay, now let's see here. Okay, here's a fun one to start. The Witch's Chain. Let 3 young women join together in making a long chain, about a yard will do, of Christmas juniper and mistletoe berries, and at the end of every link, put an oak acorn. Exactly before midnight, let them assemble in a room by themselves, where no one can disturb them. Leave a window open and take the key out of the keyhole and hang it over the chimney piece. Have a good fire, and place it in the midst of a long, thin log of wood, well sprinkled with oil, salt, and fresh mold. Then wrap the chain round it, each maiden having an equal share in the business. Then sit down, and on your left knee let each fair one have a prayer book opened at the matrimonial service. Just as the last acorn is burned, the future husband will cross the room. Each one will see her own proper spouse, but he will be invisible to the rest of the wakeful virgins. Those that are not to be wed will see a coffin or some misshapen form. Cross the room, go to bed instantly, and you will all have remarkable dreams. This must be done either on a Wednesday or Friday night, but no other. So already you can see kind of how wacky some of this stuff can be that we're getting into here. Let's find another. Days of the week. Do you remember what day you were born on? According to this, a child born on Sunday will be of long life and obtain riches. A child born on Monday will be weak and effeminate. Tuesday is more unfortunate still. Though a child born on this day may, by extraordinary vigilance, conquer the inordinate desires to which he will be subject, still, in his reckless attempts to gratify them, he will be in danger of a violent death. The child born on Wednesday will be given to a studious life, and shall reap great profit therefrom. A child born on Thursday shall attain great honor and dignity. He who calls Friday his natal day shall be of a strong constitution, and perhaps addicted to the pleasures of flesh. Saturday is another ill-omened day. Most children born on this day will be of heavy, dull, and dogged dispositions. Sorry for all of you who just got unlucky there. Okay, so here's a little bit with charisma or just agreeability. How to make oneself agreeable to all. Carry a whoop's eye on your person. If you carry it in front of your breast, all your enemies will become kind to you. And if you carry it in your purse, you make a good bargain on all that you sell. To sight a witch. Take an earthen pot, not glazed, yarn spun by a girl not yet 7 years old. Put the water of the bewitched animal into the pot, then take the egg of a black hen and some of the yarn, and move the latter 3 times around the egg, and speak in the 3 devils' names. After this, put the egg into the water of the pot, seal the lid of the vessel tightly that no fumes may ooze therefrom, but observe that the head of the lid is below. While setting the pot upon the fire, pronounce the following: Lucifer, devil, summon the sorcerer before the witch or me, in the 3 devils' names. Okay, here's one of my favorites. To open locks. Try and tell me, if you can, the logic behind this one after you hear this, okay? Kill a green frog, expose it to the sun for 3 days, powder or pulverize it. A little of this powder put into a lock will open it. Oh, here's a fun one. To understand the song of birds. Take the tongue of a vulture, lay it for 3 days and 3 nights in honey, afterward under your tongue, and thus you will understand all the songs of birds. To make yourself invisible. Pierce the right eye of a bat and carry it with you, and you will be invisible. Okay, yeah, sure, let's go find a bat. Simple enough, right? There's also plenty of talismans in here, which are pretty cool. There's actually a preface for them as well. Talismans. In the whole circle of the occult sciences, there is scarcely anything more abstruse or intricate than the mystical science of talismans. The use of them has occasionally received much opposition from incredulous individuals, while on the other hand, it has stood the ground with firmness amidst the change of ages. Mourning rings, miniatures, lockets, mementos, armorial bearings, and the boasts of heraldry are but so many relics of talismanic learning. Among mankind in general, there is much of talismanic belief. Witness the avidity with which the call of an infant is sought after to preserve from danger by water, as also the celebrated romance of The Talisman by Sir Walter Scott, the intense interest of which arises from the narration of a singular instance of the faith formerly reposed in talismanic agency. It is now well known that when Napoleon went to Egypt, he was then presented with a talisman by a learned Eastern magician, the effect of which was to protect and defend him from sudden attacks, assassinations, and all manner of hurts from firearms. Interesting. We've got a popular superstition section here. Okay, here's one that's appropriate. The black cats. As a rule, black cats are considered unlucky, but contrary to general belief, are supposed to bring good luck. However, to kill a black cat is unlucky and invites misfortune for a year. A black cat crossing your path denotes good luck, not bad. The meowing of a black cat at midnight is a bad omen. Various actions of cats are supposed to foretell good or unfortunate events. See, there's just something about us. The magical properties of pins. Among the magical properties of pins, we may mention their supposed efficacy in the cure of certain disease. Thus, in Alabama, in the case of warts, the patient is taken to an ash tree where a pin is first stuck into the bark and withdrawn. The wart is transfixed with it till he feels pain, and then the pin is again pushed into the tree. Every wart entirely disappears. A few years ago, we are told that some trees might be seen thickly studded with pins, each the index of a cured wart. In connection with this superstition, there is a well-known couplet: ashen tree, pray buy these warts of me. In place of a pin, a nail driven into an oak is reported to cure toothache. A Virginia remedy consists in rubbing the warts with a snail after it has been pierced with a pin as many times as there are warts. It has been pointed out that most of the charms of this kind are of the nature of a sacrifice, the warts being transferred to a substitute. Night omens, my favorite. Many methods have long been in use for discovering what the future holds in store in matters of love and marriage. If young people would dream of their lovers, let them secure a piece of the first cut of a groaning cheese, that is, cheese made at the birth of a child in any family, and place it under their pillow. If this should fail, let them take a piece of cake made on a similar occasion and known as dreaming bread. Each inquirer must place this in the foot of the left stocking and throw it over the right shoulder, and then retire to bed backwards and in perfect silence. If she falls asleep before midnight, her future partner will appear in her dream. Yet another method is for anxious maidens to write their names on slips of paper at 12 o'clock and to burn these, then to gather the ashes carefully and lay them, closely wrapped in paper, upon a looking glass marked with a cross under their pillows. This should make them dream of their loves. How to be a spirit medium. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not reading that, not to you people. I'm not going to be responsible for that. How to hypnotize? No, you'll abuse that too. It's remarkable how many of these have to do with love spells, or finding out who your future spouse will be, making people like you. There's a lot of punishment for thieves as well. In fact, there's even an old method of sign language in here. Okay, here's a fun one. To try if a person is chaste. Sap of radish squeezed into the hand will prove what you wish to know. If they do not fumble or grabble, they are all right. Finally, let's have something a little bit crazy and difficult. The title here is simply an ambrose stone. Steal the eggs of a raven, boil them hard, lay them again into the nest, and the raven will fly across the sea and bring a stone from abroad and lay it over the eggs, and they will become at once soft again. If such a stone is wrapped up into a bay leaf and is given to a prisoner, that prisoner will be liberated at once. Whoever touches a door with such a stone, to him that door will be opened, and he who puts that stone into his mouth will understand the song of every bird. Why were people so fascinated with understanding what the birds were singing back then? No matter. A cute little volume. Nothing really major in terms of, forbidden knowledge, but a fun little glance nonetheless.